I am thrilled by the prospect of sharing with you guys this morning my reflection on the concept of authenticity. And I know that in the world today, because of Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all social media, people try to always refine the facade and present to the world what it is they believe the world expects them to look like, to be like. We see it in professionals, we see it in youngsters, in sports people, but we see it at its greatest peak among the so-called celebrities. The projection of a persona, which sometimes can be very distinct and separate from the person. And all this because a lot of times we do not love who we are. We do not fully accept ourselves. And we have this perception the world is expecting us to be a certain way. And then we work extremely hard at fashioning ourselves, at, shaping and molding ourselves to be conformed to what it is that we think the world is expecting us to be like. And I'm here to tell you, my friends, nothing could be farther from the truth. The world can never love the fake you, the imaginary you, the manufactured you. And the truth is, because the manufactured you is never, ever, ever as beautiful as the true you. The real person that God created, that real you, is unique, and indeed uniquely and quintessentially and idiosyncratically beautiful. When you fully accept yourself, when you fully love yourself, when you can look in the mirror and sincerely, honestly, truthfully, and authentically say, I love you. You are a child of God. You are a reflection of the divine. You came into the world and you have so much to give the world. When you fully accept yourself, warts and all, and embrace the totality of who you are, something amazing starts to happen. It's as if there is a broadcasting station within you that starts to send the vibes around the world. This is a unique, beautiful jewel of the human experience. This is a uniquely beautiful projection of the so-called human being. Ecce homo was the sentence that Pontius Pilate used when he beheld the countenance of Jesus. Ecce homo. Behold the man. And the reason why they call him the Son of Man and the Son of God, because he was fully human. He allowed the full, complete extension of his humanity to be expressed. And because he's the reference of my life, I want the world to be able to imitate the great Pontius Pilate and say, when they see me, ecce homo, that I am not manufacturing anything, that I'm not pretending anything, that I'm allowing the real me to show up, that I'm allowing the real essence of who I am to be manifested and expressed. Because then and only then can I truly spread around the fragrance of Christ, the fragrance that adorns the universe and all places I frequent with the reality of what it is to be a human being. There is something that you were created, something that you were born into this world to manifest, something so unique and so beautiful. When you fully embrace it, when you seek that thing and find it, when you seek it and find it and fully embrace it, you bless the world with a unique expression that only you can contribute. And this has nothing to do with aggrandizing your ego, don't get me wrong, no. In fact, the self-actualized human beings, the truly fulfilled and manifested human beings, have no need of being arrogant. Because the exaggerated self-importance I've spoken about in previous communications is always there because it's trying to complement, it's trying to really compensate for a deep sense of unworthiness. A person who seeks to aggrandize themselves, a person who has a pompous and exaggerated sense of self-importance, only has that because deep down inside they feel inadequate. And that sense of inadequacy comes from the laziness, not having truly done the work that leads to the discovery of the real you. When you discover the real you, when you discover that something you have to offer the world is unique, you no longer feel the need to self-promote because your life automatically promotes itself because it's unique. It stands out in a beautiful sense of it, in a sense of a potluck, in a sense of a contribution to the beautiful tapestry of human experience. There's no need for you to fight to gain some turf because your turf is beautiful. You find it so beautiful and so unique. There's no need in you to try and occupy somebody else's turf, because you realize the beauty of your own turf. You realize the uniqueness of your contribution to the human experience. Indeed, in that moment, you realize truly what Paul says when he talks about the mystical body of Christ. Because at that moment, you remember that you're one of the members of the mystical body that is a human being. The Eche Homo. Behold the man. When you realize you could be the eyes, you could be the finger, you could be the hair, you could be the teeth, you could be something. But that moment you realize that what you contribute to the whole human experience is so beautiful. And all you need to do is to contribute your part happily. Because you also realize that your part is precious, but it depends on the existence of the other parts for it to be complete and beautiful. From that moment of realizing your uniqueness, but then also realize your idiosyncratic and unique contribution to the human experience, when that happens, said I, you seek to help others. You seek to help others materialize or manifest the truth of their being, because you know now that you are all invested in the one single Son of God, the human being, of which all of us 7 billion people in the universe are but reflections. That is such a beautiful, friends, such a beautiful thing. And it's also extremely freeing. And that's why today I wanted to talk about authenticity. When you're authentic, when you are you, uncompromisingly you, what's and all you, when you do that, when you attain that realization and embrace it and accept it and rejoice in it, when you do that, jealousy disappears, lust disappears, envy disappears, anger disappears. All the 7 deadly sins start to wane. They start to shrink and thin out. Because you have been actualized, because something that you were seeking in the wrong places has now been given to you. You have noticed, you have found your place in the beautiful continuum of human experience. You have found your place in the wonderful, beautifully weaved tapestry of human life. And from that moment, the strife is over. The weight on your shoulders is taken away. And you are set free. Maybe that's why the master say, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Because when you know the truth that you are part and parcel of the same mystical body, which is the Christ of God, which is the one and single child of God, of which there's only one, the unique experience of a human being, that we are all reflection of the same one being. Oh, that is so freeing. There's no longer need to fight, because fighting the other will therefore mean fighting yourself. That's where authenticity becomes possible. You cannot be authentic and just accept your own station and walk in your lane and stay in your lane. You cannot do that fully if you still believe that the other is your enemy. If you realize that the self and the other are one and the same, that one cannot be defined without the other. Your authenticity comes from that realization, that acceptance of the oneness of human experience. And then you can celebrate the differences. In the same way that the toe is happy that there's a nose that breathes. In the same way that the eyes rejoice in the fact that there's a tongue that tastes. In the same way that the hair knows that there's something beautiful, the bones, and of which they're all part of the same entity. Oh, how beautiful it is, my friend, when you finally realize the strife is over, that you can be yourself, what's and all, that you bring to the human experience something that only you can bring. Oh, brother, oh, sister, oh, friend, How beautiful it is when you realize it and accept it and look at the other as a reflection of you and enjoy that experience. It may not be easy at first, but as you insist on saying, I want to see that which in you has always been in me and vice versa, when you accept that experience, then you can be you and authentic. You don't need to cover yourself. You don't need to do this. You don't need to fake it out. You can just be you. You can just bring your own experience, your idiosyncrasy, your face, the color of your skin, your hair, your height, your weight, your speaking accent, your knowledge, your salary, your social class, and you name it. All the vast expression of the human experience. When you realize that yours is unique, and when you don't fully express it, when you put it on the back burner and ignore it or try to cover it up or try to suppress it because it's not as unique or beautiful as somebody else's, when you traverse, when you overcome that limitation and fully embrace that unique person, that uniquely beautiful person that you are, the uniquely, incredibly idiosyncratic and quintessentially beautiful person that you are, when you do that, you bless us as much as you bless yourself. And your presence becomes that beautiful fragrance, that perfume, that aroma that fills the place. The aroma is so incredible. The aroma that you bring, or the timbre of your voice, of the expression of your being. When we do that, my brother, my sister, my friend, my beloved, we can be truly authentic. We can be unique and embrace it once and all. Would you like to bless the world today with that unique you, that beautiful you? Please do it for me. I'm your brother. I am you. Peace.